a quick little project. I haven't filmed in a while. A quick little project with the colors for these are the bluebird colors, artichoke and ruddy, and these two other colors are magpie colors, Kramer's pink and wildcat ochre, but most of you have a pink and an ochre and a dark warm blue and a green. And honestly, this is not even the best green for this, but I just wanted to limit myself to these colors. And I am doing it directly, at least this one. And but of course you can use a pencil first, but you know, you don't really need to, because the fun of these little whirligigs is how different. I kept the ones, I shouldn't have maybe, but I only kept the ones that looked right. But maybe it would have been more encouraging to show you how different some of them are. So yellow ochre, some green, and I'm also going to put a little ruddy here because you can see, oops, I didn't wash it enough, so it's a little green. You can see it's darker down here, so that blue looks right, but I want to add a little bit of pink. Kramer's pink, any pink, magenta, any kind of warm. John used, we found this on our walk this morning, and John used this little app that he's been obsessed with to find out what tree it was, and it's a kind of maple, which you can see clearly from these pods, but in fact the leaves, which I threw out, but I'll retrieve them to show you, don't look anything like maple leaves. But you know, trees do what trees want to do. I'm closed up in my studio, which is the only room with air conditioning, because it's so warm, but I turned off the AC just because it's so noisy. So I turned it off to film. You just keep adding the colors. And that's the beauty of being limited in color. You're not going to go make yourself crazy about which color should I add, this is what you have. The closest you get to what you want, the better. As it dries, you can add before it dries completely, but you know, this is what you have, this is what you can do. You do the best. Remember, just this morning, John was reading to me about this book that he's going through, The Daily Stoic. I guess Stoicism is receiving great attention these days. And it was all about not letting perfection stand in the way. If you're a perfectionist and you want things to be perfect before you do what you intend to do, and then you never do it. And it is one of my sayings that perfection is a great enemy of the good, because if we wait for the perfect time to paint, the perfect time to learn something, it's never going to come, because life is messy. So even if you have just a few minutes to paint, use them. Because you may not even have that tomorrow. And so even these little whirligigs that are far from perfect. I hope they'll give you joy to paint something like it. Even if it's just one color, 3 colors, 4 colors. And then if you want to get very ambitious, and perfectly ambitious, if you mix blue and red, I know it's pink, but it's a form of red, and you get a purple, and then you add some yellow, which is this ochre. I put too much of that, so you just keep adding until you get a shadow color, see? Because they are the 3 primary colors. And then you could get ambitious and do a little bit of a shadow here, a shadow here. And if you want to do a better job than me, just wait till it's dry. But it's fun to create grays out of the 3 primaries, easier than you think, because many colors qualify as primaries. So even though this blue is a bit purplish, and even though this is a yellow ochre and not really a yellow, it will still do it. And certainly better than using a black for shadows. And once it dries, shadows often look wrong when they're wet, and then you wait for it to dry and they give like a real impression of depth. And if we emphasize the brightness of the pink by adding more to it, it will also emphasize the neutral shade of the shadows. And if some of the pink goes into the shadow color, all the better. Easy peasy, fun, direct. You could use a pencil, but honestly, it's better to have more imperfections and no pencil with this kind of painting. So I hope you try something. I wish you all the best. I still have a lot of not a lot, but several videos that I filmed before leaving for England, so I will use those over the next couple of weeks. August 3rd is the beginning of a family reunion in California, the first one we've ever done, so we'll see how that goes. I'm bringing painting stuff for everyone to keep the peace. Thank you.